Good morning everyone. Welcome to the video tutorial of class 5th science. So students, in our previous video lecture we have discussed chapter number 5, that is rock, soil and minerals. Now here in this video we will be doing our next chapter, that is chapter number 6. So students, I hope you all might have visited a zoo sometimes. Okay, and different animals are found in zoo. For example, giraffe, lion, tiger, hippopotamus, elephant. Different animals are found in zoo. And these different animals develop certain features to survive in the environment. So different animals have different way of living, and these animals have different lifespan also, right? So today we will discuss about the animal life. So our next chapter is animal life. This is the chapter number 6. All right, so now our next chapter is animal life. This is the chapter number 6. So the animals can be divided into two groups based on the absence or presence of a backbone. Okay, so the first type of animals are animals without a backbone, and the second type of animals are animals with a backbone. Okay, so first we will discuss about the animals without a backbone. So a large variety of small animals do not have a backbone, and they are called invertebrates. So the animals which are without a backbone are known as invertebrates. Those animals that do not have a backbone, they are known as invertebrates. And there are so many examples of invertebrates like worms, like mosquito, scorpions, jellyfish, bugs, snail. There are so many examples of animals which are without a backbone, and they are known as invertebrates. The next type of animals are the animals with a backbone. Next type of animals are the animals with a backbone. There are many animals that have a backbone and are called vertebrates. So those animals that have a backbone, they are known as vertebrates. And there are so many examples of vertebrates like cow, buffalo, horse, fish. So many examples of vertebrates. Donkey, monkey, all are the examples of vertebrates. These are the animals with a backbone. Dog, cat, lion, elephant, they are also the examples of vertebrates because these animals also have a backbone. Okay, and these animals, the animals with a backbone and those without a backbone also, both of the animals, you can say that both the vertebrates and invertebrates develop special features which help them to survive in their environment. And the process of developing these features in order to adjust to the changes in the environment is known as adaptation. So different animals develop different features to survive in the environment or to adjust to the changes in the environment, and the process is known as the adaptation. Okay, and those animals which do not adjust in the environment, they may slowly die or they may extinct from the earth. For example, dinosaurs. So those animals that cannot adapt to the changes in their environment, they slowly die out. For example, the dinosaur cannot adapt the changes, so they slowly die out and extinct from the earth because they were not be able to adjust in the environment. Okay, and different animals live in different kinds of surrounding. They have different environment, and the surrounding in which an animal naturally lives and survives is known as its habitat. So the habitat is a place where the animals naturally lives. Okay, so all of us know that where the animal lives, animals are generally found everywhere. Okay, so based on where animals spend a large part of their times, animals are divided into five types. First is the terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, amphibians, arboreal animals, and aerial animals. So based on where the animals spend a large part of their time, the animals are divided into five types. So basically what I am trying to say is, different animals lives in different habitat, and the selection of the habitat by an animal depends on the amount of food, water, climatic conditions, protection against enemies, and conditions for reproduction it needs. Okay, so the animals are divided into five groups. First is the terrestrial animals. Before starting these different groups, we will once again discuss about the adaptation first. So what is adaptation? Adaptation is the place where living things live is known as their habitat. Okay, you all know that the place where the animal naturally lives is known as their habitat. And in order to survive and reproduce, animals have to adjust to their surrounding, and this process of adjustment to surrounding is known as adaptation. Okay, so the process of adjustment to the surrounding, or the spatial features that the animal possess to survive in their habitat, is known as adaptation. The animals which cannot adapt themselves die out, others which can adapt survive. For example, the dinosaurs die out whereas the other animals are still survive. So I hope it is clear that what is habitat and what is adaptation. Now let's move forward. Adaptation in animals. Some animals live on land, some in water, some in desert, and some in ice cold regions, and a few on mountains. So the natural home of an animal is called the habitat, and it is made up of factors like soil, water temperature, sunlight, and the food availability, or the availability of food. Okay, so the animals have different habitats. According to their habitats, the animals are divided into five groups: terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, amphibians, aerial animals, and arboreal animals. So, what are terrestrial animals? Animals that live on land are called terrestrial animals. Example: humans, cow, goats, giraffe, and tiger. All these animals live on land, that is why they are known as terrestrial animals or land animals. Animals such as deer, zebra, bison that eat grass are found in forest. They have strong legs which help them to walk long distance. So these animals like deer, zebra, and bison, they are actually herbivores because they eat grass which are found in the forest region. So these are the deer, this is one is bison, and this is zebra. So they can also run fast to escape from their enemies. They can run very fast, okay, and hide themselves from their enemies. They also have well developed sense organs which help them to respond to their surroundings. So their sense organs are very well developed. They have strong legs also, which help them to walk long distances. As you can see here also, they have the strong and long legs. Okay, so these are the terrestrial animals or land animals. All the animals that live in dry land are known as desert animals. So the animals that live in the desert area or in dry land, they are known as desert animals. For example, camel. They adapt themselves with low content of water and extreme temperature like camel. So the camel adjusts in extreme high temperature, and they can store water also, so that they can survive in desert area for long time. The camel is also known as the sheep of desert, has thick skin. They have the thick skin which prevent them from the sun's heat, and it can live 9 to 10 days without taking water and food. Okay, because they have a hump which is a reservoir of fat. Its hump is a reservoir of fat, so when the camel does not get water or food, it can still survive because of the reserve fat in its hump. The camel always store the fat and the water in their hump. That is why they can survive 9 to 10 days without taking water and food. The broad pads on the bottom of its feet prevent it from sinking into the soft sand of desert. They also have the broad pads on their feet, and these pads prevent them from sinking to the sand. Okay, so these are the desert animals. So some animals survive in hot places and some animals survive in cold places. Animals in cold places. Animals that live in cold places have thick fur on their skin. Okay, so these are the animals which live in cold places: reindeer and polar bear. They have the thick skin or the thick fur on their skin, and some of them are white in color and merge with their surrounding to escape from their enemies. Okay, so in cold places the snow is of white color, and the color of these animals is also white, so they can easily hide themselves from their enemies, or they can escape from their enemies. Polar bears and reindeer are some of the examples of animals that live in cold places. So these are the animals which live in cold places, and they have the fur on their skin which prevent them from the cold conditions. Okay, like the rain, like the cold, like snow. So this thick fur prevent them from the harsh weather conditions and also help them to escape from their enemies. So the animals like bears and squirrels eat a lot of food when it is available in summer and store it as food under their skin. So bears and squirrels eat a lot of food when it is available in summer season, and they store it as food under their skin. And in winters, when the food is not available or the food is scarce, so they just go on the sleep for the entire season. Okay, so in the winter season, these animals, bears and squirrels, go on the sleep for the entire winter season, and this winter sleep is called hibernation. So the period of winter sleep is known as the hibernation, and this helps them to conserve their energy till food is available again. So in summers there is no shortage of food. Okay, so they eat a lot of food and also store it for the winter season. And in winter, when the food is not available, so they just go on the sleep for the entire winter season. This winter sleep is known as the hibernation. Okay, and this hibernation helps them to conserve their energy till the food is available again. So these are the animals which go for hibernation. First is the bear, turtle and squirrel. Okay, now let's move forward. Certain snails go into a period of inactivity or estivation during dry and hot climate. Examples: mosquitoes, beetles, crocodile, and land crabs are examples. So, some animals go for winter sleep and some animals go for summer sleep. So, the animals which became inactive during the summer season or during the dry and hot climate are the beetles, crocodiles, and the land crabs. So these are the animals which go for estivation because they become inactive during the summer season. Okay, so the some animals goes for the estivation and some animals go for hibernation. Okay, so these are the animals which become inactive during summer season: beetles, crocodiles, and the land crabs. So the period of winter sleep is known as the hibernation and the period of summer sleep is known as estivation. So this was all about the terrestrial animals. Now the next type of animals are aquatic animals. Animals that live in water are called as aquatic animals, like fish, prawns, crabs, etc. Those animals which live in water are known as the aquatic animals, and they have special organs to breathe. Okay, fish breathe through their gills and they take dissolved oxygen from the water. Fish moves with the help of their fins and turtle moves with the pedal like feet. Okay, so the aquatic animals have a special organ to breathe and this special organ is known as gills. Okay, so these aquatic animals breathe through their gills, and the fish also have fins which help them in movement, and the turtles have the pedal like feet which help them in movement. So prawns, fishes, and turtles are the examples of aquatic animals. Okay, and these animals inhale the oxygen which is already dissolved in water. As we all know that air is soluble in water, so these aquatic animals take the dissolved oxygen from the water. Birds like ducks have webbed feet which help them to swim. Birds like cranes, egrets, and flamingos have long legs which help them to wade in water. Their beaks help them to catch fish under the water. So the birds like ducks have the webbed feet, and these webbed feet help them in swimming. Okay, so these are the webbed feet of duck. They look like a web. Okay, and they have the long legs like the flamingo. They have the long legs which help them to wade in water. Their beaks help them to catch fish under the water. Okay, so these are the aquatic birds. Now I hope you have understood about the terrestrial animals and aquatic animals. Now the next is the amphibians. The animals that live both on land and in water are known as amphibians animals. So those animals that live on land and in water also, they are known as the amphibians. For examples, frogs, toads, and salamanders. So these animals live both on land and in water, and they have the lungs to breathe, whereas the aquatic animals have gills to breathe. So these amphibians have the lungs to breathe when they are on land, and when they are in water they breathe through their moist skin. So these are the amphibians. Aquatic animals have gills to breathe, but the amphibians have the lungs also, and they also have skin or the moist skin for breathing. So they have two organs of breathing. First one is lungs and the second is the moist skin. Okay, so and in aquatic animals they have the gills to breathe. So don't get confused here. Aquatic animals have gills to breathe, whereas the amphibians have the lungs also, and they have the moist skin also. Their limbs are also adapted for swimming. Okay, so these animals have limbs. These are the limbs which help them for swimming. There are so many examples of amphibians like the frogs, the salamanders, and the toads also. Okay. Now the next type of animals are aerial animals. Animals that fly in air are called as aerial animals. Birds and some insects spend most of their lifetime in the air. So those animals that spend most of their time in the air are known as aerial animals. For example, the birds and some insect, because these birds and insects spend most of their lifetime in the air. That is why they are known as aerial animals. For example, birds have wings to fly. Their bones are hollow and light in weight. Okay, so their bones are hollow, which make them light in weight. So they have the hollow bones which help them in flying, and the shape of their body also helps them to fly easily in air. Okay, so the birds have different shapes also which help them in flying, and there are so many aerial animals like the sparrow, pigeon, butterfly, moth. They have the hollow bones like this. So these hollow bones are light in weight. That is why these aerial animals can fly easily in the air. Okay. Now the next type of animals are arboreal animals. Arboreal animals. Animals that spend most of their lifetime on trees are called as arboreal animals. So arboreal animals are those animals which spend most of their lifetime on trees. Okay, for example, monkeys, squirrels, chameleons, and some insects also. Okay, so they spend most of their lifetime on trees. Long limbs and tails of monkey help them to climb and jump from branch to branch. So the monkeys have the long limbs and long tail also, you can see here, and these tails and limbs help them to climb and jump from one branch to another branch. Okay, four limbs of squirrel help it to hold food. You can see here, these are the four limbs of squirrel which help them in holding the food and put it into mouth. Okay, some animals have spines on their bodies to prevent them from slipping down. So these are the chameleon is an animal which have the spines on their bodies and which help them from slipping down. Okay, so these are the arboreal animals. So now we have understood that the animals are divided into 5 groups. First is the terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, amphibians, aerial animals, and arboreal animals. Okay, so I hope you have understood about these animals. Now the next part of this chapter we will discuss in our next video. Okay, so thank you and see you in the next video.